Going 4-wheel drive is proudly brought to you by Tyres and More. More than just tyres. G'day and welcome to this week's episode of Going 4-Wheel Drive. On today's show, well, we've got tyre tips with Andrew Rhodes Anderson, and we've got day 2 of the Chicks Behind the Wheel Girl Power competition. That's at METEC, and then heading out to Talangi to do some wet slippery tracks. Sure to be some fun there. Talking of competitions, Going 4-Wheel Drive has a Tanami Pro pump comp running on the website. For your chance to win one of these fantastic pumps, log on, answer 5 simple questions, and it doesn't matter whereabouts in Australia you are, its entry is free. So log on there and answer those and get your entries in. Now today's trip, we're out with Suzuki 4WD Drive Club of Victoria. Their annual, well, adventure tour I suppose it is, yes. Group of vehicles, they have minimum standards, and to tell us more is Steve. Steve, welcome to the show.
G'day, thanks Ian.
Yeah, first of all, where are we?
We're just out in Gippsland at the moment, just trying out some tracks.
Okay, and what sort of tracks are we going to be looking at now?
Look, we're looking for the hard stuff, we're looking for the technical tracks. We kind of like the real technical, difficult stuff for this trip.
Yep.
Been running the trip for about 6 years now and try and hit different stuff every year.
Right.
Some of the old favourites that we know well.
Yeah.
So we set some minimum standards on this trip. It's about the only trip each year we do. So we say that cars have got to have a diff lock, they've got to have a certain size tyre to come on the tour, because we want to keep the tour moving and get into the real technical stuff.
Right, so that's good. Now, what sort of activities are we going to be expecting on this tour? Is it wheels off the ground, perhaps a rollover or two perhaps?
Oh look, we might have a car on its side or so, you can't rule it out. But lots of ruts, lots of technical driving, trying to find some rock. Yeah. So, a bit of that stuff. Maybe there's a bit of mud, but we don't sort of concentrate on that. We try and get into the real technical driving.
Oh, great. And I'll see you guys have already been out checking out some of the tracks.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking like we're going to have a good tour.
Oh, fantastic. And we've also got bikes around us too, so that's another thing we have to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Steve, thanks for coming on. And let's jump in these Zooks, and there's a whole heap of them today, so we're going to have a fantastic time this weekend. So let's get cracking, hey?
No worries.
When Steve was talking about having wheels off the ground, I certainly wasn't expecting this sort of thing. The only thing in contact on the front right-hand tyre is about 50 to 75 mils of sidewall tread. That's all. This is incredible. I certainly wasn't expecting this, especially not so soon into the trip. Although I think Greg's got a canary stuck underneath the bonnet there. With the other guys spotting for each other, the guys just don't have any trouble driving up these ruts here and then having to straddle this big one coming up. Steve's next up in his 3-cylinder Zoot, and he's running 35-inch cheese cutting Cymex. This is going to be interesting. 3-cylinder. Has it got the guts to get up here? But these guys aren't thrashing the vehicles. They're not over-revving them. They bring up the revs occasionally every now and again. But they're making the tyres and the whole vehicle work with the terrain. It's quite inspiring watching this, because all you really hear about hardcore is crash bang and wrecking the tracks, wrecking the bush and wrecking vehicles. Steve's first attempt was unsuccessful. He's having another go now. Perhaps, no, he's gone back into the ruts again. Third time lucky in a slightly different line. He should be able to get through this time. Not far from the ruts is this boulder. We've seen another episode with a Hilux and patrol going up over it, being winched. Now, he's going up here and he's going to try and get over it himself, but uh-oh, he's gone. Susie's decided to go for a snooze. Oops. Not long she's back on her wheels with tether strap and a couple of blokes pulling it. Good as gold. That's one thing I've got to admire about the Suzukis. They're such a light, nimble vehicle. They can be manhandled back over onto their wheels without any damage. Great stuff.
Am I right? Go back? Yeah, go straight, clear back.
Now what's a 4WD trip without a bit of mud and a bog hole to play in? Mitch, have you got a few words to say for our viewers, please, mate?
Yeah, not really, mate.
It's good for the complexion.
Yeah, no, not this stuff. I don't need boxing.
And to think girls pay up to $200 for a mud pack like this.
Come to think of it now, I'm actually quite pleased. I've had to get my roof on.
Best Off-Road can solve your storage needs from standard 2-drawer units, double stackers with fridge slides or custom built jobs. Best Off-Road affordable storage solutions. Log on to the website bestoffroad.net.au and solve your storage needs today. For serious off-road drivers, the Wrangler MTR offers outstanding performance in extreme conditions. Featuring an aggressive design for additional traction and grip, you'll be riding one of the toughest off-road 4-wheel drive tyres that money can buy. Goodyear Wrangler MTR, a revolution ahead. Avenger 4x4 accessories. If you need a new canopy, check out Avenger's range. They'll have one for you. From nudge bars, side steps and tons of stainless steel accessories, including their new Mako TDS rope-friendly line of winches. Avenger 4x4 accessories.
Hi, I'm Andrew from Tyres and More. A tyre footprint is the amount of tread that is in contact with the road. For example, when you drive into the garage from a wet road, you'll see the wet tracks on the dry garage floor. That is your tyre footprint. By running lower pressures, your footprint will be longer and wider than a tyre set at highway pressure, thus ensuring more tread is in contact with the track, giving you better traction. You can see the difference between both tread patterns. The lower the pressure, the more tread on the track, which means a softer ride and better traction. And remember to air up to highway pressures at the end of your off-road adventure. I'm Andrew from Tyres and More. We'll see you next time when we talk about tyre deflating tools.
The old 40 is the biggest vehicle of the bunch today, and well, he's got himself well and truly stuck in the bog hole and having to winch all the way through. However, coming up his rear is a little Zook, and he's just going to drive all the way through without any problems whatsoever. This part of the track has a couple of rock ledges and is also very, very steep. Steve has to negotiate these ledges very carefully, otherwise he could find himself going over on his side and rolling down the hill. Steve's had no problem getting the vehicle up this part of the track, and well, he's going to continue all the way to the top now. See if everybody else can do the same thing. Mitch is up next, and he's running 35 12.5 15s, and it's going to be interesting to see just how these tyres go compared to the skinny cheese cutters. Oh, here we go, wheels off the, oh, both wheels off the ground then, and it's just running on the back ones. Oh, this guy's putting on a real good show. Looks like he's a bit stuck. Yep. Alright, having a second go. Let's see what Mitch can do this time. Can he get up and over the ledges? Oh, wheel off the ground. Oh, lovely. And... oh no! Oh no! No! Oh, he's lucky he stopped where he did. He's got a wheel off the ground, he's about to go over. However, being tethered, they're just going to hoist it back round and steady it round. The boys are making it look very easy. After a hard day of technical driving, and a great day at that too, the convoy decides to head back towards camp via some easier tracks. Some wombat holes here and there, and some dips and hollows all over the place. Just making their way back to camp for the end of day one. After a well-earned rest, day two starts out with beautiful weather, no dust, and everyone's eager to get going on these tracks. And the tracks today are going to be more along the lines of the old timber railway tracks that used to be around. Deep cuts every now and again, and almost gorges in some spots. It promised to be a great exciting day of technical driving. Over 100 years ago, the bush around these areas in Victoria, close to Melbourne, rattled to the sound of saws cutting trees down, and also the rattle and drum of little carriages carrying timber down to the sawmills to make houses and factories. And some of those factories, you can still see those timbers in them today. They're around Richmond and South Yarra. The vehicles today, they just rumble along these little old tracks, these old tramways, and they're just having a great ball. Some of these tracks have been cut in through hills and cutting little gorges, in other words. Fantastic areas up around here, and it's not far from Melbourne at all. The Zooks with the 3-cylinder motors in them haven't had any real troubles whatsoever. Wherever the 4 cylinders are gone, the 3 cylinders are gone there quite easily. This is one of the cuttings that was made in the 1800s to get the timber railway through here. But today it's a technical track, and it's also been known of a Nissan Patrol coming up through here and becoming, well, slightly narrower out through the other side of the cutting. We've also got the Tanami Pro Pump competition running at the moment, and for your chance to get a pump for a jerry can, log on to the website and enter the comp. Answer 5 questions, they're very simple, and put your entry in for your chance to win one of these fantastic Tanami Pro pumps. It'll stop busting your back every time you have to do a top up out in the bush. Best Off-Road can solve your storage needs from standard 2-drawer units, double stackers with fridge slides or custom built jobs. Best Off-Road affordable storage solutions. Log on to the website bestoffroad.net.au and solve your storage needs today. For serious off-road drivers, the Wrangler MTR offers outstanding performance in extreme conditions. Featuring an aggressive design for additional traction and grip, you'll be riding one of the toughest off-road 4-wheel drive tyres that money can buy. Goodyear Wrangler MTR, a revolution ahead. Avenger 4x4 accessories. If you need a new canopy, check out Avenger's range. They'll have one for you. From nudge bars, side steps and tons of stainless steel accessories, including their new Mako TDS rope-friendly line of winches. Avenger 4x4 accessories. The vehicles are starting to come into the most technical part of the track. That is, the right hand rut goes down like it has there, and there's also large rocks as well. But when the rut goes down quite deep on the right hand side, on the driver's side, the vehicles actually scrape the wall of the cutting. Now you might recall just before the break I mentioned about the cutting and the Nissan Patrol. Well, this is it. coming up through here gets very narrow and you end up scraping the side of the vehicle along the side walls. And coming out the other side, well, if you're a big vehicle, you're going to be a couple of inches narrower. Great little spot. Coming up next, we catch up with the contestants from Chicks Behind the Wheel Girl Power competition. That's on Going 4-Wheel Drive. Chicks Behind the Wheel Girl Power! It's day 2 of the competition and the girls are back out at Meatech in Kilsyth, Victoria for a revision on hill starts and wombat holes and various other little things before heading out to Talangi. The girls are getting instruction on hill starts and how to actually use them. The weather has been kind to us in one respect. It's been raining and the tracks are going to be nice, wet and slippery in a lot of places. Out on the tracks now, and before hitting the greasy surfaces we layer down the tyres and then head for the first track. The first track is a nice gentle climb upwards with some small ruts, something the girls will have to talk to the instructors about to pick the right lines. This is Devastation Track. The track is very, very slippery when we came down it, and one of the vehicles nearly slid into that tree on the left hand side of the car there. And Nell's coming upwards now and she's not doing too badly at all. The vehicles have all got all-terrains on them and following the going is very tough. With Mike Smith in the passenger seat egging her on and telling her how to drive the Land Rover, she's going to get up there without much trouble at all. And she nearly came to a stop, but she's still moving. Go Nell! Connie's the next contestant to give Devastation Track a go, going upwards. Getting a bit of momentum up there, bouncing a little bit, and she's doing, oh, going sideways too. Steve McWigan, the chief, he's in the passenger seat, giving her instructions on which way to tackle this track. Doing quite well so far, Connie is, and she might just get up as far as what Nell did. She got to the top. Go Connie! Slowing down, no, she's still going, got traction. Meanwhile, the instructors with the other contestants down the bottom of the hill are discussing whether to call off the rest of the trip, as the track is far too slippery and dangerous for beginner drivers like our contestants. We don't want anybody being hurt or vehicles being damaged. It's the end of another episode and it's been fantastic. The boys from the Suzuki 4-Wheel Drive Club certainly know how to use their vehicles wisely, gently, protecting the bush and also the tracks at the same time. Even the little rollover that Steve had on a rock, that was nothing much, just nice, slow, gentle, then get snatch strap out, tether it, and a few blokes just pull it back up onto its wheels and steady it. Nice and easy, no damage done anywhere. It's fantastic. And the girls in the comp, well, they're really coming along well. Unfortunately, the track had to be called off because it was too slippery for them to really have a good go at. But never mind, there's always day 3, that's coming up. Alright, that's all we've got time for now. Oh, by the way, the Tanami Pro Pump Comp. It's open to everybody in Australia. Entry is free. Log on to the website, answer 5 questions for your chance to win one of these fantastic Tanami Pro pumps. They're great. Alright, well you have a great week and we'll catch you on the tracks.